Well, let's see if you can help our callers today. We've got Linda on the line. Good morning to you, Linda.
Oh, good morning.
And you're calling on behalf of your son, aren't you? He suffers terrible separation anxiety.
That's right, yes, he does, yes.
So what triggered this?
He's always suffered slightly from my divorce, separation from my husband 8 years ago. But unfortunately, I went to prison about 4 years ago.
Right.
And obviously he had to go and stay with his father. So now that I'm out of prison and we're back together, he always wants reassurance that I'm coming back.
Oh,
yeah, and it's completely understandable. And you know, we are a product of our environment, and the fact that you split and he lived with you, you were his primary carer, and therefore now you're his lifeline as a child. And obviously, understandably, he is protecting himself and fears losing you again. And the thing is, if this isn't dealt with at this young age, then that separation anxiety could actually transfer to a future partner. So it's really important that you deal with this for him now.
So he's a teenager, isn't he?
He is a teenager, and I worry because there's a school trip coming up next year, which I really want him to go on, and he really wants to go on.
Yeah.
But it's for a week.
Okay.
And I know it's going to be very,
Tough
very
for him.
difficult.
Yeah. The great thing is that because this really the catalyst was you going into prison, you can actually help fix this as well, and that really is just through simple reassurance. And the thing with children, honesty is actually the best policy, albeit you may have to kind of play it down a little bit. But if you explain to him what happened, why it happened, and assure him it would never happen again, then that in itself will give him sort of peace of mind. And actually, instead of allowing him to text you so that he feels he has to constantly chase you, occasionally just spur of the moment, just drop him a little text just to say, just letting you know I'm okay, because then that will give him the peace of mind that he can actually relax and stop being on high alert.
In a way. Have you been quite honest and open with him about things?
Yes, yes. They know all about it. Both my children know all about what happened and why, because I suffer terrible depression. So that we've been completely honest with them, and their father's very supportive as well.
Right.
So it's a very amicable relationship. And I do, if I go out and I do have little times when I leave him in the house for a couple of hours, and I go out and I do text him, say, "Oh, I've arrived at such and such, and I'm on my way home now." And
the trouble is with this is that if Linda suffers from depression problems, then he will see that as a potential route into, once again, her not being there.
Yeah, and potentially because mum and dad aren't together, he may feel responsible to look after his mum as well. But like I said, the great thing with children is that with reassurance and explaining to him, and even helping him to understand why he feels like he does, because he sort of understands that, yeah, mum went into prison and that's how I feel, but to explain, this is quite normal.
What would you say to him if he was here now?
If he was here now, I would actually say to him that your mum's only ever left you once. You know the reasons behind why she left you, and she's assured you that that will never, ever happen again. When you were little growing up, there'll been times when you were learning to walk and you will have fallen down, but then you learned by falling down how to walk proficiently. Well, this is no different. Your mum made a mistake. It was one mistake. It was a great learning. She will never do it again.
Right,
Can you play that back to him? And I'm sure it will make a big difference. Thank you for your phone call, Linda. Thank you.